All right, everyone, get ready, because today we are diving into something I know you guys are always keen to learn more about.
Always.
Free ways to get more traffic
Yes.
on those Aussie websites.
Music to my ears.
And don't worry, because we've got a stack of resources
Okay.
right here ready to go, and that's what this deep dive is all about.
Love it.
It's about really extracting those golden nuggets from these resources.
Yeah, what I found interesting is one of these resources is really laser focused on small Aussie businesses. Which is great.
Yeah.
Because they've got their own little quirks.
They do.
Our market's a bit different.
It is, and that's what I love. It's that local touch.
Totally.
So we're not getting any generic internet advice here.
No.
And speaking of not generic, this guide jumps right into something that really underpinned, I think, all of the advice. And that is,
hit me with it.
content is king.
It's so true, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It sounds like a broken record, but content is king.
It does.
There's a reason everyone bangs on about it.
Yeah, and this guide really emphasizes that.
It does.
Fresh, valuable content.
It's the heart and soul.
But what does that mean? Because valuables can be a lot of things.
It can.
Like, what kind of examples do they give?
So they were saying things like starting a blog, sharing practical tips that are really relevant to your industry.
Right.
So, for example, say you're a builder in Queensland.
All right.
You could write a blog about how to choose the right timber for the Queensland climate.
Good.
So it's hyper-local, it's helpful, and Google eats that stuff up.
Google, our favorite search engine. I know, so you're saying fresh content makes Google happy.
Yes. But why?
Because it's all about relevance.
Okay.
When Google sees you constantly putting out new stuff,
Yeah.
it signals that your website is active and it's up to date.
Right.
Plus, you're giving people a reason to keep coming back for more.
Okay.
It's like you're telling Google, hey, my doors are open. I've got new stuff. Come on in.
I love that. So we've got that awesome content sorted.
Yeah.
But how do we actually get people to see it?
Yeah, that is the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, this is where social media comes in.
I think you're right. And this guide actually calls it your best mate.
Does it
for driving traffic.
I love that.
Which, let's be honest, it kind of is these days.
It is these days.
I mean, if you think about it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But it's not just about blasting links to your website on every platform.
No, it's not. You don't just rock up to a Barbie, throw some snags on the ground and walk away.
You've got to hang.
You've got to hang out.
Yeah.
You've got to chat to your mates.
Yeah.
Make sure everyone's having a good time.
So you're saying social media is the same?
It's exactly the same.
Oh, now I want a snag.
I know, right?
But I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's about really engaging.
It is.
With those people.
Absolutely. And that's what turns those followers into actual customers.
Okay, so all right, next up we're going to cover a topic that I think for some people makes their eyes glaze over.
Really?
But it is so crucial.
Okay.
And that is
Tell me.
SEO.
A big SEO.
Or search engine optimization.
Yes.
And this guide promises to break it down nice and simply.
I like it simple.
For us.
Well, it does a pretty good job.
Okay.
Because the key takeaway is that SEO is all about understanding what your target audience is actually searching for online.
Okay.
And making sure your website pops up in those search results.
Okay. That makes sense, but how do we know what they're searching for?
Yes.
Do we just guess?
You could just guess, or you could use this great free tool that Google gives you.
Okay.
It's called the Google Keyword Planner.
Right.
And it basically helps you uncover the actual words and phrases that people are using when they're looking for a business just like yours.
So we're using a little bit of Google magic.
A little bit of Google magic.
To help us find these keywords.
Yes.
Okay, so now we've got our keywords.
Yep.
Are we just like stuffing them into the website like too much Vegemite on toast?
Please don't do that.
What do we do?
No. So look, while using keywords in your website, content is important.
Okay.
It's got to feel natural.
Right.
Don't think of it as like, stuffing it full of keywords.
Yeah.
Think of it as sprinkling in a little bit of flavor.
Right.
But don't overcook it.
Yeah.
You don't want to overwhelm the whole dish.
No.
The guide also dives into something called on-page SEO.
Okay.
And this includes things like optimizing your title tags and meta descriptions.
Okay, now those sound a bit technical.
They do a little bit.
What are those things and why should we care?
Okay, so think of it like a shop signage.
Okay.
In the real world.
Right.
So a title tag is like the big bold sign above your shop.
Okay, yeah.
That tells people what you sell.
Right.
The meta description is like the smaller text underneath that gives a little bit more detail.
So we're being very clear.
Clear, concise.
Concise, and really letting Google know.
Letting Google know.
What we're all about.
Absolutely.
I like it. All right, so We've ticked off content SEO.
Mm-hmm.
Now this guide talks about something called guest blogging.
Oh, okay.
I've heard this term bandied around, but I like what they say about it.
What do they say?
They really seem to think it's important.
Right.
What is it all about?
Okay, so essentially guest blogging is like borrowing someone else's audience for a little bit.
Okay.
So you write a valuable article for another blog in your industry.
Okay.
And in exchange, you usually get a link back to your own website.
So you're kind of like, hitching a ride with a friend who's already going to that party.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah. And I like that they talk about backlinks because we've talked about keywords.
Yep.
Now they're talking about these backlinks, and they're saying that they're not just about driving traffic.
Okay.
It's good for your SEO as well.
It's so good for SEO.
Okay. Tell us why.
Because imagine Google's throwing this massive party.
Right.
Backlinks are like invitations.
Yeah.
The more invitations you've got from popular, trustworthy sources,
the
more likely Google is to say, hey, this website must be pretty cool.
Right.
Let's bump them up the guest list.
Oh, I love a good party analogy.
Who doesn't?
But I'm starting to see a theme here with Google.
Yes.
They like to be in the know.
They do like to be in the know.
They like to be where it's happening.
They want to be the ones handing out the invitations.
Okay. All right. So we're building that awesome content. We're sharing it like a pro on social media.
Yep.
Our SEO game is strong. What else does this guide have in store for us?
Okay, so this next one is often overlooked, but this guide highlights how crucial it is.
All right, hit me.
And that is user experience, or UX.
Yes, UX.
UX down. And they ask us to think about, this is your website a happy place?
A happy place.
For visitors to go to.
I'm picturing like, virtual hammocks and bean bags and
I love it.
maybe even a koala mascot.
Oh, why not?
To greet people when they come to the website.
I'm here for it.
Okay, maybe not the koala, but you get the idea.
You get the idea.
So what makes a website happy for humans and Google?
For starters, it has got to be mobile friendly these days.
Okay.
People are glued to their phone.
They are.
So if your website looks like it was designed in the Stone Age, they're going to bounce faster than a kangaroo on a trampoline.
That's a visual I won't forget anytime soon.
It's very visual.
Okay, what else then besides that makes for a good user experience? Because I'm assuming speed's up there.
Speed is critical. You're telling me a slow website is like waiting in line for a ride at the ECA?
Oh, yeah.
Nobody's got time for that.
No.
The guide was saying that even a delay of a single second can make people abandon ship.
Really?
Yeah, and then there's navigation.
Okay.
A good website's like a well-signposted road trip.
Okay.
You want to get from A to B without getting lost.
I don't want to end up in the outback with no directions.
Exactly. You don't want to be, stuck out in the middle of whoop whoop trying to find your way back.
Yeah.
So think clear menus, logical categories, maybe even chuck in a search bar.
Right.
For those who know what they want.
They just want to get straight to the point.
Exactly.
I like it. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, we can't forget our old friend, email marketing.
Oh, email marketing.
Now, this guide actually says it's not dead.
Really?
What do you think?
Email marketing is like the reliable ute of the marketing world.
Okay.
It might not be flashy.
Yeah.
But it gets the job done.
It does get the job done.
And this guide really emphasizes using email to build those relationships.
Okay.
Not just to blast out promotions.
So less billboard and more like friendly postcard.
Yeah, it's more like a postcard from a mate.
Yeah, okay, I like that. So what's the secret sauce then? For emails that people actually want to open?
Value, value, value.
Okay.
Think about the emails that you actually look forward to getting.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe they've got like, industry news. Or a discount code.
Right.
Or just some genuinely helpful tip.
Okay, so for our builder mate.
Yes.
It could be a checklist.
It could be.
To prepare your house.
Yes.
For storm season.
Exactly. Or for a graphic designer, it could be a free downloadable template.
Okay.
Make it something that people are going to actually, gain something from.
Yeah, I like it.
Get some value out of it.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm already making a mental list of all the things I can share with my subscribers.
I love it.
Now, what about online communities? Because this guide says we should be diving headfirst into those.
This is great advice. And remember, we are talking about Aussie businesses here. And Aussies love a good yarn.
We do love a yarn.
We do.
Whether it's at the pub.
At the pub.
Or online.
Exactly. So find those online spaces where your people are hanging out.
Right.
Could be Facebook groups, industry forums, even Reddit.
So if we think about our soap maker friend.
Yep.
Could they join like a group?
Absolutely.
About, eco-conscious living in Melbourne or something.
Spot on. And be genuine, answer questions,
Yeah.
share your knowledge, and eventually
Yeah.
people will start asking about your products.
It's about those relationships
100%.
building organically.
I love it.
All right, so this guide throws another term around, and it's influencer marketing.
Okay.
Is that just a fancy way of saying get famous people to endorse your stuff?
Yeah, it's a little bit more nuanced than that. Influencers are people who have built a really loyal following online,
Okay.
often in a specific niche. So think about that foodie you follow on Instagram,
Yeah.
whose recipes you swear by.
Yep.
They're an influencer.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So how does like an average Aussie business tap into this whole influencer thing?
Right.
Do we slide into Chris Hemsworth's DMs?
Probably not Chris Hemsworth unless
Oh.
you're selling like, high-end surfboards or something.
Right.
But look, this guide really emphasizes finding influencers who resonate with your target audience,
Okay.
and ideally those with a strong Aussie following.
So our soap maker
Yeah,
would want to connect with someone who's maybe an ethical lifestyle blogger
exactly.
based in Byron
Yeah,
or something.
Exactly. You want someone whose values align with your brand and whose audience is genuinely interested in what you offer.
It's about those perfect matches.
It is all about those perfect matches.
I like it. Okay, so this guide also goes on about video content.
Okay.
And I've got to say, this one's a bit daunting for me.
Really?
Is it really that important these days?
I would say it's non-negotiable.
Okay.
Think about it.
Yeah.
YouTube is the second largest search engine globally. People are watching tutorials, reviews, even just funny cat videos.
Yeah.
The point is, video is how many people consume information now.
Right.
It's so easily digestible.
Okay, you've convinced me.
Yes.
Where do we even start?
Okay.
Do we get like Spielberg to come and direct our ads or something?
No, thankfully not.
Okay.
You don't need a Hollywood budget.
Okay.
This guide suggests keeping it simple and authentic.
Yeah.
What are you passionate about?
Right.
What are those questions that your customers ask you all the time?
Yeah.
Turn them into short, engaging videos.
So our builder could do a quick video
Yes.
demonstrating how to fix a leaky tap.
Love it.
Our graphic designer can share tips on creating a logo.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then you can embed those videos on your website,
Right.
share them on socials, even create a YouTube channel.
So we're meeting them where they are, and these days they are on that YouTube,
They are on YouTube.
watching those videos.
And the beauty is you get to really showcase your personality and your expertise
Right.
in a way that you just can't with text and images.
Okay, so you've got me convinced I'm inspired.
Yes.
Okay, before we move on to the final point, any other golden nuggets from the guide about video marketing?
Well, they really stress that YouTube is its own beast. Like, you gotta speak its language,
Right.
So make sure you're using those keywords that people are actually searching for.
Okay.
Make sure your video titles are really catchy.
Yep.
And, don't be afraid to show off your Aussie flair.
Oh, love it, that Aussie
A
charm.
bit of Aussie charm goes a long way.
Okay, so for our final act,
Hit me.
this guide kind of circles back to something we talked about before,
Okay.
online directories.
Right.
But they're saying it's not enough just to have a listing.
Okay.
You really got to make it sing.
I like it, make it sing.
Because a really, kind of dull directory listing
Yep.
is like having a shop front with the lights off.
Exactly. Nobody's going in.
No one's coming in.
Nope.
So what do we need to do to make them really pop?
So this guide really emphasizes treating those directory listings
Right.
like their own mini website.
Okay, so spill the tea.
Yeah.
What are some must-dos?
First up, consistency is key.
Right.
So make sure that your business name, your address, your phone number are identical across all platforms.
Okay.
Google loves that kind of attention to detail.
So we're showing them we're the organized friend.
Yes, you want to be the organized friend?
Yes.
Then think about your photos as well.
Okay.
Use really high-quality images that really showcase what you do.
Okay.
Ditch the blurry selfies.
Unless that's your, profession.
Unless you're a professional selfie taker.
But I get what you're saying. It's
It
that
does.
quality,
Quality over quantity.
exactly like those backlinks.
Yes, exactly. And don't be afraid to get really descriptive in that business description.
Okay.
What makes you unique? What problems do you solve?
Yeah.
Tell people.
Let them know.
Let them know. And finally,
Yeah.
don't underestimate the power of reviews. Reviews
Okay.
encourage those happy customers to leave glowing testimonials.
Because they are like word of mouth.
They are like digital word of mouth.
Yeah.
And people trust other people's experiences.
They do?
So a bunch of 5-star reviews can work wonders.
They can. I feel like we've gone through an entire marketing course
I know, right?
in the space of, this deep dive.
It's been a big one.
It has been. Any final words of wisdom for our listeners before we unleash them into the marketing world?
Don't be afraid to experiment.
Yeah.
This guide gives you a fantastic toolkit,
Mm.
but ultimately,
Yeah.
you know your business best. So try different things.
Yeah.
See what works, and don't be afraid to have a little bit of fun along the way.
Oh, I love that it's not just about the algorithms and the strategies.
No.
It's about being creative. It's about connecting with those people
Absolutely.
and sharing that passion.
I love it.
All right, everyone. So that is a wrap on today's deep dive into boosting website traffic.
Ooh.
The Aussie way.
Aussie.
We've covered a mountain of tips today, everything from crafting that killer content to, mastering the art of video.
Oh, yeah.
And I hope you're feeling as pumped as I am
I am.
to get out there and put it all into action. But remember, consistency is key.
Yes.
Pick a couple of these strategies
Start small.
and get started today.
Love it.
Until next time, happy marketing, everyone.